I have a different mic today because we're going to talk about Barbie Nutcracker. Yes! So we're doing our Nutcracker celebration, right? We've established this. We talked about Scooby-Doo. We talked about Care Bears. We talked about Tom and Jerry. And I'm sure you guys have been wondering, what about Barbie? I've been saving her for last. And we're here. So I have 2025 Ballet Wishes Barbie as my mic stand today. And I know we've got the girls up behind me. I am simply not willing to clip a mic to a vintage Barbie's hand. I did clip it to her hand for a little bit and it left a dot. So that's why it's tied on with a hair tie now. I'm not doing that to a vintage Barbie. I know they're beautiful. This is the only modern Barbie that I own because the face mold eats. That's cunt. I love this face mold. The Odile. Mwah. And the 2026 is using the same face mold and she is even better. She's beautiful. This is the most beautiful Barbie. I'm totally gonna buy her. However, these outfits are whack and lame. I do think it's a reference to a Barbie from the 80s. I can never remember the name of it, but has a little crown that you can spin her by. I think it's a reference to that. And I do like a referential doll, but the outfits are kind of weak. So I'm just going to keep an eye out for a better ballet outfit to put on the shelf with them. I think maybe if I can find a good Nutcracker Barbie outfit, I'll do that. Maybe Swan Lake for either of them. One of the great regrets of my life is that when I reached middle school, I said, I don't need my dolls anymore because I had some great ones in my collection. The three off the top of my head, I know I had the Barbie Nutcracker movie tie-in doll. We had this movie on VHS. I loved Barbie Nutcracker as a kid. This is my shit. I also had the iconic Swan Lake one, and oh my god, I had a bendy one. I had a marine biologist and Poison Ivy. I regret getting rid of Poison Ivy. She is so pretty. I also don't know how I was allowed to have one with that outfit. I miss her. I miss her every day. But now I collect ballerina Barbies. So if you ever see me with a Poison Ivy Barbie, just say good for her, okay? So we'll get into the movie. My name is Bailey. Welcome to my channel. If you're watching this, you're probably my friend and I sent it to you. So thank you for watching it. If you're not my friend, I don't know how you got here, but you're my friend now too. So like I said, I'm Bailey and on this channel, I yap. And for the month of December, we have been talking about IP properties that used the Nutcracker music. So we're going to talk about the GOAT. Not the youngest or the oldest. Barbie Nutcracker. I think it came out in 2001, 2002, 2001. I know this in my heart of hearts. So this was going to be in a different Barbie Fest video. I think I'm going to put it on two playlists. I'm not going to say what category it would have been in because that feels like a spoiler. So when we get to the one that it would have been in, I'll tell you Barbie Nutcracker would have been here, okay? I feel like I have to use this Barbie as my mic stand for all of the Barbie movies for Barbie Fest now. You know, that's okay. We can give Jennifer and Green Baby a break. So let's jump in to the one that started it all, Barbie Nutcracker. We open with Barbie and Kelly in the dance studio and they're practicing and it's really hard for Kelly, so she kind of gives up. So Barbie says, you know what, I'm going to tell you a little story. And she tells her a version of the Nutcracker. I also just want to take a moment right now to appreciate the rosettes on Kelly's leotard. They're so 2001. I love them. I was 3 in 2001. I started dance when I was 4. I definitely had leotards with rosettes. We see Clara and her family getting ready for Christmas. They live with Drosselmeyer. I believe they say Uncle Drosselmeyer. There's a line about the mice have gotten into the Christmas decorations. The mice have found their way into the Christmas boxes, but actually it's just Tommy. But nobody has a reaction to there being mice. We're all just cool with there being mice in the house. Gross. Also, this character is named Tommy, but it is not the normal Tommy mold. We never really see this mold again, and I think they should have used it more. I like him. Clara's gay Aunt Elizabeth shows up, and we know that she's well-traveled because she has chopsticks in her hair. Also, that is a slay hairstyle. I love it. Very jealous. I don't think I have enough hair to even try it. And she gives everybody gifts. Clara gets a Nutcracker. Kick the whole thing off. Tommy gets Major Mint and Captain Candy. And then we see the sparkly outfit that she wears later on an ornament. This movie loves some foreshadowing. Aunt Elizabeth says that the Nutcracker has the heart of a prince. So now Tommy wants it. So there's a little tussle between Clara and Tommy and he breaks it. So now he doesn't want it. Dude, you suck. typical brother activity, though. Can't get that mad as an adult who's not involved. So Clara makes a little sling for him, which is cute. Clara falls asleep, and then some sparkly magic comes in, and this is where things really get going because the mice show up. Clara wakes up, tries to shoo the mice away. The Mouse King, voiced by, oh my god, Tim Curry. That is that's a mythical pull. That is not somebody that you would think would be in one of these movies, but at the same time, it feels so right. He should be here. So Mouse King Tim Curry, makes her their size, mouse-sized. We have a whole fight scene. She kicks her shoe at him. It hits him. It works. I like this because it is we're actually doing a good job with the story of the Nutcracker so far. There wasn't a party. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We can do creative liberties. The mice leave. Most of Clara's outfits are sleighs. I think that her nightgown is her least sleigh outfit. Okay, and the Nutcracker says that his land is called Parthenia. That is a detail that I think I only caught this year. This movie has been out for 24 years. Parthenia. I've always just called it Nutcracker Land. Parthenia. We find out that only the Sugar Plum Princess can make her full-sized again and the Nutcracker not be made out of wood. This is a change. This is also how I know if you are a fake fan of the Nutcracker or if you're a fan of Barbie Nutcracker, is if you say princess or fairy, because it's the Sugar Plum Fairy. Barbie likes princesses, so that's why it's the Sugar Plum Princess. I have the Sugar Plum Fairy, Barbie, up there. I'll point to her. Behind the snowflake. She's pretty, but she's not as detailed as the other ones. The owl on top of the clock tells them how to find the Sugar Plum Princess and also gives Clara a locket so she can come home. The two of them silently scream for a while they fall into a portal. Eventually there's sound. And they land in snow. We get some snow fairies. This was my favorite scene as a kid, and this is gonna make me sound like a hater. I did not like the single Kellys. I know that it's good for toys and stuff, but I was just sat there okay, but I want the grown-ups who are good at ballet. I want to watch the adult fairies do ballet. In case you can't tell, in 2001 I liked this movie for the ballet and also the glitter. The fairies make a way out for them by doing their dance. The part that had me so excited about it as a kid was I recognized the dance moves. My favorite part was definitely the chaînés and piqués. And now I'm realizing that they're not spotting. That's so scary. I wonder if spotting is hard to animate with motion capture if it came out in 2001, 1999? Clara is also better than me. She's doing this journey in her slippers. If I had to go on this journey through snow in my UGG slippers, I would be ready to flip a table. I would demand that the owl make me some new slippers too. The Mouse King is spying on them. We come upon a destroyed village. The only people still there are a Kelly model and a Tommy model in some of the best Christmas outfits ever. These are fantastic. I wonder how well they did merchandising because that would do numbers. They're iconic. I love it, especially Tommy. Also, we have a normal Tommy model. Guys, wait. Have we heard from Tommy since Kelly rebranded to Chelsea? Much to think about. We have a discussion about how Prince Eric let the kingdom down. The Nutcracker's not acting suspicious. Shh, no, he's not. There's a fabulous horse with a fabulous sleigh. I love this movie. The sky is pink. One time, I made some friends in college watch it. They were men, and they had never seen these movies before. And somebody pointed out that the backgrounds are static and don't move. I was like, yes, they do. See, as they go across, it moves. And he was like, no, okay, they move across a painted background. Nothing in the background moves. And once someone has pointed out static backgrounds in Barbie movies to you, you can't unsee it. But this one has gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous static backgrounds. We come upon a refugee camp full of candy people. And I just have to say, every line delivery from Major Mint is crazy. I love him.
I've never heard such a ridiculous story.
Gay. The Mouse King is turning everybody into stone. It's mostly mice who let him down. He makes a big rock monster to chase the Nutcracker and Clara. The Nutcracker clearly feels guilty. Surprise, he is King Eric. I love when this video is just going to be called I Love Nutcracker. I love Barbie Nutcracker. Because every note just says, I love this. I love this. I love that. Maybe for once in my life, I'm not a hater. It doesn't have to be ridiculous and pink. And also from my childhood. So they go across this floating rock bridge. This scene has always cracked me up. They make the weirdest noises.
Right here.
Also, Captain Candy almost kills Major Mint. Wrong way. Major Mint almost kills Captain Candy.
It is a little bit.
But don't worry. The Nutcracker saves him by taking off his arm and holding on to it with his other hand so that his arm is longer and they can reach down. Also, the Nutcracker is a gentleman. Do you see him offering his hand to Clara? This is like the movie with the strongest heterosexual relationship. Captain Candy lost his pack that had all the supplies in it when they were going across the floaty rocks. Eric, Nutcracker, remembers that there's a well nearby, but it's closed up. They get it open, and it's full of flower fairies. Again, I had the same feelings about the flower fairies as I did for the snowflake fairies. We can get that out of the way. They dance to show gratitude, which we should bring that back. The rock monster shows up, and we get another fantastic delivery. Great googly!
Great googly!
Unfortunately, though, it smashes the boat that they were using, or were going to use. That sucks. But then the snow fairies show up, and they freeze the lake, and they ride in the sleigh across the frozen water to go across like a frozen sea of, I believe, storms, but the rock monster follows. The Nutcracker uses his sword to punch a hole through the ice, and I feel like that shouldn't work if the fucking rock monster didn't fall through, but we're gonna go with it. And it works. The rock monster falls into the water. They find the island where the Sugar Plum Princess is supposed to be, and Captain Candy's like, yeah, you can lead now. You're in charge now. They get to the castle, and surprise, it's fake. This had me gagged as a kid. It's like cardboard. It falls flat. Everybody's captured except for Clara because she was hesitating about going into the castle because she wasn't sure if she was ready to leave the Nutcracker yet. Like, I know she wants to go home and she has like a family, Drosselmeyer, Gay, and Elizabeth, but this man, she's gonna go save the Nutcracker. The flower fairies give her a ride on a vine, and this scene is like straight out of my nightmares. As a kid, I have no faith in my grip strength. I was always terrified of this swing that she rides on. The fairies rally the refugees, and then like Clara gets to the prison, and she can't see her friends. There's magic happening. And again, normally I'm not really into these straight ships. I've learned the word for what I like is yaoi and yuri. Don't make fun of me in the comments. I know my brother is going to make fun of me with his partner. Don't make fun of me. I learned this word like 2 weeks ago. So, normally, I don't like the straight ships, but there's just something about these two. He's like yearning through the wall that makes him invisible and has like every faith in her. Wow. Man written by a woman. She does figure it out and freeze them, but the Mouse King is building a bonfire, gathering everybody to watch. The Nutcracker and the Mouse King have a fight. The Mouse King turns everybody there into stone, and they all react like it hurts, which is very scary. I kind of hope that if I get turned to stone, I don't know that it's happening. I don't want it to hurt. The Mouse King gets a good hit in, and then I think I have a typo in here. It says he's going to shrink costs again. That's probably supposed to say Clara. Yeah, he goes to shrink Clara again, and the Nutcracker, like last minute, deflects it with his sword. It bounces back, hits the Mouse King, makes him tiny. The magic must not affect metal because the sword didn't shrink, and neither did the crown. Listen, I can go with it. We're going to call this loose magic, okay? It's fun. It doesn't matter if your rules are bad if it's fun. Clara gives the Nutcracker a kiss, and he turns human again. And I don't think this is going to be a controversial take. He's not as hot as a human. His Nutcracker version somehow was hotter. I'm not going to take critique. You can debate in the comments, but I think the Nutcracker was hotter as wood. I think they spent more time on that design than on his human design. I'm also pretty sure that I had this guy as a doll, but like had another outfit that I normally kept him in. His hair did the weird thing, and I got weirded out by him not actually having underwear on and it just being skin tone like pressed into him. So I did take a silver Sharpie and draw underwear on him, but then I got it on his legs. I was trying to give him briefs. I got on his legs and then gave him boxers. I had a lot of hangups about all of my toys have to always wear clothes or they are sinning. I'm sorry to my Ken. You have lost your resale value because of your Sharpie underwear. Also, he's gone. Donated him to Salvation Army like more than 10 years ago. Clara, with some sparkly magic, transforms into the Sugar Plum Princess. The land goes back to normal. This is a beautiful transition. There are no answers for where the mice go now or if they used to be human. I don't know. Barbie used to love armbands for ballerinas. Most of these girly pops have them. So Clara has them now too. Because timeline wise, that is pretty close. Like that doll came out in 2001. Most of these girls are from the 90s. So like armbands for ballerinas were very in. Ballerinas still wear them for their costumes. So Clara gets some for her Sugar Plum Princess outfit. They dance to celebrate. And I know that they used like real ballerinas for the motion capture for this movie, and I wonder if there were limitations on the choreography that they could write because of the animation at the time. If anybody knows anything about motion capture, I would love an oral history of Barbie Nutcracker. That's what I want to know. Is did they have to like slow it down or avoid certain moves because the animation just wasn't there yet? Also, not everybody is dressed like a piece of candy. Boo. Eric asks Clara to stay and she agrees to. I approve. I approve. And then they kiss. I feel like there's not really a lot of kissing in Barbie movies. I have my own theories about that, but it feels significant because kissing gets phased out of these. The Mouse King flies in on his bat, who I have not mentioned at all yet, and steals the locket and opens it. And Kelly throws a snowball at him and hits it, and it works, but Clara is already fading. Oh my God. And at the emotional peak of the music, this is cinema. Eric wistfully saying, I love you, but it's too late. She's gone. Cinema. I'm being so dead ass right now. And then Clara wakes up on the couch, and it was all a dream. Also, nobody has a shadow, which adds to things feeling weird. However, even though it was a dream, the living room is kind of messed up, so maybe it wasn't a dream. Gay Aunt Elizabeth walks in and she says, oh, I want you to meet my friend's son, Eric. And Eric and Clara immediately hit it off, and he's going to stay for Christmas dinner. And I just have like one comment on this, which is that like it's clearly set old-timey. Like the Nutcracker, the party scene, all of this is set old-timey. Do not ask me off the top of my head what era. I'm like so caffeinated right now I can't see. I'll just put it on the screen. There would be comments about him meeting her in her nightgown. She should not be in her pajamas for meeting a new person. He has a gift prepared for her. It's a locket, just like the one she had in Parthenia. She loves it. They dance. Cut back to Barbie and Kelly. Did you forget about him? I always forget about him too. Kelly feels inspired to try again now, so they do the choreography, and she's successful this time. Best dress in this movie. Her sparkly outfit. That is the best dress. It was a fantastic doll. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. I love the glitter. That's my favorite dress in the whole movie. Maybe even in the whole Barbie canon. I don't know. We'll find out once I've done all of the Barbie Fest. Okay, I'll give you some thoughts on this one. 1, Major Mint and Captain Candy are in a relationship. I'm not taking notes. They know exactly how to press each other's buttons, but I don't think it comes from a place of malice. I think they just know each other that well and are both like stressed out, freaked out because where the hell is our king? Wait, he got turned into wood. That they're just going to snip a little bit. I think that Barbie Nutcracker was like absolutely the best movie to kick off the Barbie animated franchise with. They cooked with this one. They really did. In what world am I rooting for a straight couple? That almost never happens, especially in Barbie. And yet here we are with Eric. He's my favorite of the Barbie princess, hands down. Anything else? It's beautiful. I love the static backgrounds. I love the pink sky. I love the candy theme. Now I'll ask the question, is it a good adaptation of the Nutcracker? They took a lot of creative liberties. It drives me nuts, the Sugar Plum Princess. But there's a lot from the Nutcracker that is still there. We've got the Mouse King, we've got the fight, we've got the shoe, we've got the party. The part where we all just kind of dance for Clara. Wonderful. So I'm going to say it's an okay adaptation. Not great. Not bad. It's okay. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 anthropomorphized snowflakes. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really genuinely do appreciate it. I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is going to be the last video of this year. Donate to your PBS station. This is going to be the end of Nutcracker Fest. In January, we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled content. I have a video that I have supposed to have been editing for like a month now. I was going to post it before Thanksgiving. It's not done. We'll post it in January, first thing. Yeah, so that's everything from me. Please like, please subscribe. Ooh, please share. You can follow me over on TikTok at BLYHDGN. And I will see you in the new year. Bye.